How I Met Your Mother's final episode divided the entire How I Met Your Mother fan club into two different teams. Team number 1 was the team who supported Ted and Tracy. Team number 2 was the team who supported Ted and Robin. Personally speaking, I belong to team number A who support Ted and Tracy. And if you also support team number A, then this video will be extra special for you. So we all know the one thing that the entire How I Met Your Mother revolves around is the theme of destiny. Destiny is the most important thing in the entire world of How I Met Your Mother. But let me tell you, there was one single dialogue or one single line which was said by Robin, that too in the first episode of the third season, which actually started this chain of events in Ted's life, which actually led him to meet Tracy years down the line. And I am damn sure even the writers of How I Met Your Mother wouldn't have thought about this, that this single line would be so crucial to the entire endgame of Ted. But to understand the impact of this single dialogue of Robin, we actually need to trace back the events from the descending order. That means we'll first start from the end when Ted actually met Tracy. So we all know Ted and Tracy meet at Barney and Robin's wedding. So Ted was obviously going to be there, but Tracy's involvement in the wedding was actually dependent upon Ted actually meeting one of his ex-girlfriend. How? So we all know Tracy was the lead bass player in the wedding band, but that wedding band was not supposed to play that night. And the reason that band was actually at that wedding was Ted accidentally bumping into one of his ex-girlfriends, Cindy, in the train. So when Cindy and Ted actually meet after years, he says that he is attending this wedding of Robin and Barney, but they need a band. And the bass player in that band was none other than Tracy, her ex-roommate. But now here the question is, how did Ted and Cindy met at the first place? So Ted and Cindy actually met each other and they dated while both of them were at university, and Ted was actually a teacher at that university. And the reason why Ted was a teacher at that university was due to Stella's husband. Now I know you remember Ted and Stella almost got married, but Stella ran away with her ex-husband and then they got back with each other. But one fine day, Ted actually bumped into Stella and Todd, and then Tony actually felt guilty, felt very bad, felt pity for Ted, and therefore Tony actually offered a lot of job opportunities to Ted, but Ted denied them, obviously. But at the end of that season, Ted actually joins the university with the reference of Tony. So that's how he ended up at the university, and that's how he ended up dating Cindy. But hold on, the story isn't over. Now the main question is, how did Ted and Stella meet each other? Now you might again remember, Ted actually went to see Stella because he got that butterfly tattoo on his lower back. So he got that butterfly tattoo and then he had to go through 10 sessions to remove that tattoo by Stella. Now the next question is, how did he got the tattoo? And he got the tattoo in the first episode of the third season. So this is what actually happens in that episode. So Robin actually returns from her trip of Argentina after breaking up with Ted at the end of season 2, and she also brings back Gail. But in that episode further we see that Robin actually took Ted aside and said this line.
Now I'm sure she meant the best, but she said the worst.
I just want to make sure you're okay with this.
And this was the most pivotal line that I am talking about in this entire video. This dialogue, I hope you are okay with it, actually drives him over the edge in this scene in the same episode.
Hello, Ted. Robin and I are windsurfing board.
And I just want to make sure you're okay with this.
I'm okay. In fact, here's how okay I am. I'm getting a tattoo.
Getting it, right? Now let's go through the events in an ascending order, and these are the chain of events. Number 1, Ted was pushed over the edge because of that single line by Robin, and then he ended up getting a tattoo. That tattoo was removed by Stella. Ted dated Stella, almost got married, but Stella went back to her ex-husband Tony. Tony in guilt offered Ted numerous jobs, and then he picked the job of working at the university as a professor. He meets Cindy, dates Cindy, and Cindy's roommate was Tracy. Then years later at Barney and Robin's wedding, they needed a band, and accidentally Ted bumps into Cindy, and this is where the entry of Tracy happens into the wedding of Barney and Robin, where Ted and Tracy meet each other. But yeah, please tell me in the comments, what do you guys think about the entire theory of that one dialogue, that how that one dialogue said by Robin started these chain of events which actually led Tracy to meet Ted. And also tell me in the comments, which team do you support, Ted and Tracy or Ted and Robin? And as always, thank you so much for watching.